We want to go all electric by 2035. Is it practical to do it now?
Well, we can make this whole discussion easy with the two-letter word, no. There's no such thing, of course, as a zero-emissions vehicle.
Are electric cars fraudulent? The CEO of Honda recently delivered a bombshell that infuriated and perplexed all EV producers. Gas-powered vehicles may soon be outlawed, and electric vehicles may become up to 40 more costly. The CEO of Honda is aware that EVs are not the solution, despite global pressure to the contrary. Not building EVs is our aim. Reaching carbon neutrality is. He openly said that combustion engines would continue to exist in 2040, implying that Honda does not support electrification. The CEO of Honda is not going to stop there. He is placing a significant wager on obscure alternative technologies in an attempt to win the EV race. Does this, however, signify that the electric dream is over? Perhaps EVs are not the future that everyone had hoped for. The CEO of Honda is aware of this, and in this video, I'll tell you what the politicians are keeping you from knowing about EVs. So this is precisely what happened. Toshihiro Miba, CEO of Honda, said unequivocally that the company's goal is to attain carbon neutrality rather than build electric vehicles. We sense that electrification is gaining momentum, especially since Mr. Biden became president. According to Honda, the infrastructure for charging is not where it needs to be for their consumers, so they don't want to put too much work into it just now and exhaust themselves. A company well known for its dependable combustion engine, Automobile seems to be avoiding the EV market. Although Honda wants to ship 2 million EVs worldwide by 2030, he understands that various nations would have varying delivery schedules. He said that after a significant earthquake, Japan utilized more fossil fuels to produce electricity. In this case, hybrid vehicles would be more carbon dioxide efficient. Similar to Akio Toyoda, the CEO of Toyota, who was fired for his mistrust of electric vehicles, Honda's CEO is being careful, embracing EVs under pressure, but he still believes in combustion engines 20 years from now. Miba also discusses how important fuels may be able to prolong the life of combustion engines in trucks, vehicles, and aircraft for an additional decade or two. Businesses such as Porsche and Toyota are also working with similar technologies, which might allow you to extend the use of internal combustion engine automobiles without having to worry about emissions. Keep watching to find out when this technology will be available. Even though Honda has lagged behind industry, heavyweights like Volkswagen and General Motors in the EV race, the corporation still intends to pour a staggering $40 billion into sustainable transportation by 2030. Their objective: to encourage 40 of its clientele to purchase hybrid and all-electric cars by the end of the decade. However, Honda is always searching for more advanced options that aren't as expensive as EVs to make them still accessible to the average person for the remaining 60. Toshihiro Miba, the CEO of Honda, made news lately when he questioned Toyota's development of hydrogen combustion. Miba's doubts are not unwarranted. About 10 years ago, Honda themselves researched this technology extensively. The corporation believed that hydrogen combustion engines would never become mainstream after conducting a thorough investigation and coming to the conclusion that they faced some very challenging technical issues. To put things in perspective, hydrogen combustion engines directly burn hydrogen, much as conventional engines do with gasoline. Even though all they release is water vapor, obstacles including infrastructure, storage, and efficiency have remained. Not all hydrogen-related technologies share Honda's doubts regarding hydrogen combustion. Fuel cell electric cars, or FCEVs, utilize hydrogen to create energy on board that powers an electric motor. The business is still positive on FTVs. The primary obstacle at the moment is the high cost. Honda has created a new battery in response, but more on that in a few minutes. Honda has always been a leader in this field. When the Honda CX Clarity was introduced in 2008, it was among the first FCEVs in production worldwide. CEVs have the potential to drastically lessen our reliance on foreign oil and cut harmful pollutants that fuel climate change. according to a US Department of Energy assessment. However, storage is one of the main issues that EVs have, much as hydrogen combustion. Another major Japanese automaker, Toyota, has also pursued hydrogen with vigor. Toyota unveiled a hydrogen combustion engine in a race-ready Corolla hatchback in June 2021. This action, along with rumors that the 2025 Prius would include a combustion hydrogen engine, shows Toyota's confidence in the feasibility of the technology. You may be wondering why they are initially so opposed to EVs. In addition to using much less fuel than a gas-powered engine, electric vehicles have a darker side that politicians have been withholding from the public for their own benefit. The truth about EVs may convince you not to purchase that brand new Tesla, since they are not as environmentally friendly as they first seem to be. Though EVs are supposed to have zero tailpipe emissions, the resources required to produce each of these expensive batteries harm the environment much more, causing an EV to emit a startling 60 more CO2 than a conventional gasoline-powered vehicle. The offender: the extraction, handling, and elimination of metals like as nickel, cobalt, and lithium that are necessary for these batteries. Not one, not two, not a million, anything. However, in order to attain clean transportation, 3 billion automobiles must be replaced. Is there really that much lithium on Earth, though? The amount of CO2 emissions from burning a mine-breaking 15,000 pounds of coal to extract lithium for these batteries is comparable, even before it is driven for the first time. The so-called green automobile is producing a significant amount of carbon emissions. If you go further, you'll discover the horrifying circumstances behind the extraction of these priceless minerals. Ground zero for this new gold rush is Congo, where laborers, including children, are often overworked and underpaid, forced to work in hazardous circumstances in order to satisfy the world's insatiable need for electric vehicles, not to add EVs' unnecessarily exaggerated price. Due to the excessive demand, companies and dealers are able to charge exorbitant markups and lengthy wait periods for these automobiles. Not even the most affordable new electric vehicle, which is still seen somewhat viable, will come under $40,000. Even still, there have been many reports of EV fires and problems with range for long-distance drivers. Having said that, Honda is still competing in the EV race. Furthermore, the corporation may be in serious problems if they close its options. During his recent visit to the US, Maibach made news by inaugurating a massive $4.04 billion lithium-ion battery facility in Ohio. This is the true surprise, however. Solid-state power sources. According to Maibach, these batteries will alter the game by lowering the cost of EVs and increasing their accessibility for middle-class consumers. Nowadays, producing an electric vehicle might cost up to 40 more than producing a gasoline-powered vehicle, mostly because of battery costs. Honda's bold strategy aims to usher in a new era rather than just catching up to rivals. The firm and Sony have formed a strategic partnership to create electric vehicles under the Aflab brand. Ceramics or other more stable materials would be used in typical lithium-ion batteries, which employ a liquid electrolyte. The consequences: more energy storage, a possible decrease in battery size and cost, and a significant reduction in fire dangers. But there are other players in this game than Honda. Ford and General Motors are not far behind giants like Toyota and Nissan in the race. Particularly in the US, the firm has long been renowned for building dependable and reasonably priced cars. However, Honda is faced with a challenge since the average cost of new gas-powered automobiles and trucks has increased to almost $50,000. Solid-state battery production is quite expensive for electric vehicles, and Maibach admits this difficulty, saying that making such batteries requires a large outlay of capital. It is very challenging. It's also unclear when these batteries will be available for purchase. According to Maibach, solid-state technology may not be widely available for some years. Honda has a clear plan in the meantime. If EVs are necessary, let's provide widely available, reasonably priced models. The 2024 launch of the Acura ZDX and the Honda Prologue are two excellent examples. These cars, which are based on GM's Altium F platform, should be less expensive than the competitors. However, Honda's goals go beyond these high-end vehicles. The business intends to launch smaller vehicles on its own electric vehicle platform by 2026. We may have to wait a little while, longer for the much-anticipated electric Honda Civic. Simply said, Honda isn't prepared to fully electrify one of their most recognizable vehicles. Regional variables also impact Honda's worldwide strategy. California and Europe are preparing to outlaw internal combustion engines by 2035. Strong incentives are propelling China's EV requirement, requiring Honda to schedule 10 electric vehicles for the country by 2028. Nonetheless, the US market is still unstable, mostly because of the lack of a suitable infrastructure for charging, the high cost of entry, and the general reluctance of Americans to purchase electric vehicles. Honda has a definite approach going into this high-stakes game: lead, innovate, and adjust. They prefer not to use just electric vehicles, but if they do, the middle class will be able to buy them. Are EVs superior than gas-powered vehicles in your opinion? Tell us in the comments section below. We just posted a video on news that might cause a major upheaval in the electric vehicle sector. If you want to be genuinely surprised by what's going to happen with EVs, definitely check it out.